Hi guys, it's Dan K back again from paintfacephotos.com. Check out photos from this race as well at the website. I'll leave a link in the description. Chris Taylor borrowed my camera. I kind of just gave him the camera and was like, long lens, I've set up all the autofocus, just shoot and hopefully you'll get some good shots. And he did really, really well. So shout out to Chris Taylor for the shots. I'll leave a link, as I mentioned, down below for that. So I was racing B grade, which started off pretty quick. Lap time is down the bottom. Top right, you can see Heffron if you've never seen Heffron before. Very technical, lots of corners, lots of wind, very exposed. And it's the type of course, as you can see, it's a bit of a goat track, that breakaways form, gaps form, people fall off the back. It's a brutal, brutal course. So this was, very early on in the race, gaps were forming, and we had to not wait that long, actually. 5 minutes in, the first brutal attack off the front. And a lot of these riders have this kind of like style where it doesn't look like they're putting in that much effort, putting that much power into the pedals. And yet they really are. Like, it doesn't look like they're suffering. So you just think, oh, okay, I can catch up to them. But I wanted to get on the back of this breakaway and just see where it was sort of going. But this rider was just smashing it. I could not keep pace. And I ended up in no man's land, sort of between the Belton and the breakaway. And I just thought, okay, one last effort to try and really get onto the back of this. And I couldn't. Solo rider off the front, 6 minutes in. And again, I probably chased for about 3 or 4 minutes, thinking I could get back on, but really demoralizing when you see them just ride further and further away. So Dwayne catches me. There's a few other riders in the fray. I really should have jumped straight onto that group, but I was pretty tired. So I chose a good wheel to sit on to relax and get my breath back after it's 10 minutes just absolutely smashing it. But I decided, you know what, that actually looks fairly dangerous. There's a break off the front, there's 2 other riders chasing, there's your podium spots right there. First, second, third, gone within the first 10 minutes of the race. So I go to shut it down, and Jamie, he must have been riding smart because he has such fresh legs here. And he's actually really difficult to follow because what he does is he'll go quite hard and then coast through a corner and then go quite hard again. So a lot of these corners are not that bad that you have to not pedal. Like, you probably still pedal through some of these corners if you're taking the right line. But it's just a very surgy way that Jamie rides, which makes it very hard to follow him. And it also means that he looks, again, very casual in the way that he rides, and people get relaxed around him. And then suddenly he's drifting off the front and you're like, what happened? Where is he going? So that's kind of what's happened here. Jamie's just sort of snuck off the front. Not like a major attack, no sprinting, no nothing. It just kind of sneaks off. And Dwayne goes to follow because, again, this is 11 minutes in. Everyone's got relatively fresh legs. And we try to bring everything back. So Jamie's going after the breakaway. We're going after Jamie. It's all going to come back together. But it takes us a lot longer than we had initially thought it would to bring everything back. So I needed help. I was pretty cooked at this stage. Probably very early in the race to be suffering. And Jamie's a dangerous breakaway rider. The other rider that's up the road as well, if they join together, they join forces, that's dangerous. So we go to shut this down. There's a few riders helping us out. And this guy, he saves everyone's race. So everyone behind this guy, they really have this guy to thank. And apologies, I don't know everyone's name in the club. I really should. I'm terrible with names. So big apology to anyone that I haven't quite learnt your name yet, even though I've been at Sydney Cycling Club for like 5 years. But yeah, don't feel bad if I ask what your name is. I'm terrible with names. So I go to close this gap, And yeah, so straight up, I've seen situations where there's 5-10 meters to close the gap, and then the breakaway just gets away again. So I definitely wanted to prevent that from happening. But now that the two breakaway, I guess, protagonists are brought back, I just thought, you know what? This is a good time to... Everyone should be tired. Everyone should be exhausted. I was tired. I decided this is a good time to go for a counterattack. Go for a bit of a gallop. And, I'm not a threat. But I get brought back pretty much straight away. So, I mean, that's the things with these type of attacks. You attack again, and then you attack some more. And one of them will stick. One of your attacks will be the race-winning move. Talking about race-winning move, here it is. Jamie, again, just sneaking off the front. Like, not even a full-blown attack. It's just a little bit of a gap. Everyone's been a bit slow to get on the wheel. Everyone's just thinking, oh, it's all fine. And then suddenly, Jamie's got like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And he goes around that corner and we never see him again. That is crazy. So we're chasing. He's probably 30 seconds up the road. Group cohesion wasn't great. And that's not because people didn't want to work. I think it's just because 30 minutes in and just the way that we've been racing, everyone was at their limit. And no one wanted to, like, there were a lot of people that were just thinking, I'm going to crack. And that's about it. So did some work on the front, try to bring things back. Again, group work, not super there. There's your general usual suspects at the front helping push the group along. But there's a lot of passengers as well, which, that's racing, right? So eventually I'm trying to just keep good frontal position here, first 5-6 riders. And, people are just swapping turns. And then we come around to the straight and I see people sitting up, having a drink, having a laugh. And I'm like, all right, well, you know what? We're all racing for second place here. And this is not an attack. This is just me going sub-threshold just to see what can happen. And I look back and for some reason I've got 20-30 meters on the group. Like, I didn't understand it. And I was sort of just hovering off the front, not too far off the front, but just kind of far enough to be a going concern. And I decided, all right, well, I mean, there's 15 minutes left in the race. I'll just stick it in sub-threshold and happy days, If these guys bridge across, I'll have a bit of a relaxing time and then go for the sprint. But, I mean, if they don't catch me and people sort of figure around and I sort of ride off the front, then so be it. And that's kind of what happened. I actually managed to stay away. So 47 minutes, bell lap coming across the line, I had enough of a gap to make second place. So first race of 2021 and second place. There is this exact race next week. So race 2 is next week. So subscribe to see that schmozzle. And hopefully I'll be a bit more wise to these sneak attacks off the front. I'd love to see it come down to a bunch sprint because that's my stig. But I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.